having a good designer when building funnels used to actually mean something. It was the reason why someone like Jeremy Miner could get such good results, because he's got a much better looking funnel than so many other people in the sales industry. So that instantly raises his status and raises the trust and gets this to convert better from design alone. But nowadays, we've all got tools like Lovable and Claude Code. So we could just go in and just copy this design exactly, and then just switch out for your offer, your copy, and then the VSL, of course, as well, in your product. But what that means is we've leveled the playing field. So design doesn't really mean so much. Everyone's going to have great design. And that makes me ask the question, what's going to separate a good funnel from a bad funnel now? And it's going to get back to its purest form. Like back in 2008, just before the Olympics, Speedo came out with this suit. It meant that people who wore this suit were able to swim way, way faster than people without it. Michael Phelps won 8 gold medals with it. Then it got banned. So then they went back to just swimming in shorts like this for the men, of course. And then the women's suits also got adjusted. Meaning that the people who win these swimming races are not the people with the best suit or the best tech. It's the people who have trained the hardest. There's obviously going to be some genetic component to it as well. And the people who have really drilled their technique and drilled their conditioning. So it's got back to a much purer form of the sport. And that's what's happened in funnel design as well, and funnel creation. The playing field's been leveled. So now we're getting back to the purer form of good copy, good VSLs. And over the last 100 times I've been paid to consult someone on their VSLs, I've learned a bunch of things. And this becomes of increasing importance now because we've leveled the playing field. So how can we separate ourselves? Well, we can separate ourselves with a better video sales letter, better copy, and being able to relate to our potential buyers better as well. And the first thing, specific sales. And this is what I'm telling the people that I coach time and time again. Specificity. Always, always, always talking about specificity. Because lots of people will think, okay, I can just talk to this group of people and give them this generic message. But what I'm saying is you really need to speak to the people that is going to help them connect with you that much better and really be seen by you. So you're just trying to speak out to the blue people in this population here. And lots of people, who have more of like a scarcity mindset, they'll be like, oh, but I'm worried I'm going to miss out on all of the other red people here. But then you've probably heard it before. If you're trying to talk to everyone, then you end up actually connecting with no one. So the example here is, you want to quit your job. This is going to be a common thing that someone would say if you're running a biz op offer, for example. Oh, you want to quit your job, you want to quit your 9 to 5. But then if you're saying something like you're on maternity leave with 2 months left to go, wondering about if you didn't have to come back, that's going to help someone be like, that is actually me. And then they're going to lean in and they're going to be more likely to convert as a result. So you've probably heard it time and time again about the importance of a niche, but using that niche specificity in everything that you do in your VSL and also your copy is what's going to be getting you the best results as well. What else have I learned from the last 100 VSLs I've consulted with? Well, lazy hooks are lost leads. And I keep trying to tell this to people that I coach. This hook needs to be so good because it's going to be the most important part, and it's going to be the part that people decide, should I stay or should I just jump off and go onto a different page. So this is how Kate opens up with her hook.
Welcome to Six Figure Ecom, a program where you will learn how to build
It goes straight into about the product. It's not about the pain. It's not about the situation that someone finds themselves in. It's not about the niche or anything like that. It's welcome. And here's all of the features about my program. But then if we go to, I think her name's Ava with Her Closing Academy, this is how she opens up her hook.
Stop me if this sounds familiar. You're scrolling through Instagram at 2 a.m. watching women live.
So she's putting people right into a situation, connecting with the niche, and opening up with something that is going to invoke curiosity. Stop me if this sounds familiar. Well, what sounds familiar? That's what people are going to be thinking about straight away. So really think about that hook, nail the hook, and then you're going to be able to make the rest of your conversions a whole lot easier. But if you're opening it up like, here's the product, then it's not going to work. The other thing, moments are better than statements. If you've not seen the Sabri Subi VSL breakdown that I've done on my channel, then feel free to go ahead and take a look at that. But He's got a really good example from his script. So if you're sick of cold DMing strangers, running 50-piece Franken funnels, chatbots, or begging for business, and you want more money, more freedom, more ROAS, more business class flights to places that result in more sand between your toes, he's using moments in both the negative and the positive. A lot of people will end up doing one or the other from people I speak to about their VSLs. But if you can just nail both of them, like say, okay, like this is the situation you're in right now, this is the pain that you're in, and not just say, oh, you're not feeling so secure in your financial future or something like that, but really putting them in that situation. It connects on a deeper level with the pain. It helps them see, okay, oh, this person actually sees me. They understand the situation that I'm in. But then also with the positive, you're not going to stop there. So you're going to say, okay, you're in this situation, you're cold DMing strangers, running 50-piece Franken funnels, but then when it comes to the positive, also be specific about that. And then this is where your niche research is going to come into play as well. You're talking about exactly what these people want and showing how much you understand what these people want and what their goals are as well. The next thing, storytelling. When you tell stories, you're in control. So if you're telling a story in your VSL, it's like you've hopped in the car and you're literally taking the viewer just in the back of the car with you. You're choosing which roads to take on how to get to your destination. You're fully in control of the experience and how that person feels based on how you drive. You're completely in control of how they feel because they're coming right with you. You're putting them in that situation, and when it comes to your storytelling skills, you're going to be kind of employing those, making sure that your story's appealing to the senses, for example, and you're really taking them through that journey and helping them feel that emotion. It's going to stick with them a whole lot better. That means that they're going to not really feel so sold to. The guard's going to come down naturally, and they're going to be ready to take that next step naturally with you when you get to your destination. But because of the fact you're in control, you're telling the story, you're in control of how they feel because of the words that you choose, the stories that you choose to share, and then also what they want to do at the end, because they're going to see it as a logical next step, because their guards come down, because they feel like they're experiencing rather than just being told information. But then if you're on the other side, it's more like just giving someone a map, and you might be really good at explaining what the current state that someone's in. Like for example with Ava, she was able to say, you're in bed at 2 a.m. scrolling, watching people live your dream life. So yes, you can be very good at this starting point and then very good at explaining the end point. But if you're not taking someone on a journey through a story, you're kind of leaving it up to them as to how they bridge that gap, how they get there. So you don't have as much control. And yes, you'll get some conversions when you're able to show people, okay, I understand you, this is what we do, and this is how I can help. Yes, naturally you're going to get some conversions, but you're in a whole lot more control when you're actually telling a story. The next thing, give results meaning. Lots of people will just show a bunch of social proof, and that's good because it builds trust. But when you're actually teaching in your VSL and you're explaining what's involved or whatever it may be, like there's different frameworks that you can follow when it comes to your VSL. But when you're kind of getting to the main body of the VSL, you're probably going to have a few different pieces to this. Maybe it's a 3-step framework that you follow, for example. And for each of these 3 steps, in order to get someone to believe, you need to explain the what, the how, the why, and then you need to back it up with relevant proof. And I see lots of people, they'll share proof, they've got great results, but they just don't connect that piece of proof, they don't connect that case study or the result that someone's got to the point that they're actually explaining and the point that you want someone to actually believe properly. So you might be having like a drop shipping offer, for example, and you're going to say, okay, the first point, we really need to make sure about the product. And then you'll take in this client. Okay, this client worked with me. He started working with me. He didn't have the right product, but he had really good marketing systems. And he thought that he just needed to make better and better and better marketing systems. But what we did is we switched the product, and then he used exactly the same marketing systems and got 10 times better results. So that's why you would really need to help someone believe by making sure that the proof is relevant. And there might have been 100 different reasons why that person succeeded, but you're going to pick up the reason that supports essentially the point that you're explaining, and that's going to stack up the belief here. And of course, you can say, okay, this person got this result, this person got this result, as you're flying through case studies. But when it comes to that teaching part of the VSL, relevant proof is really what's going to make these things stick. And then finally, taking the next step. Being really clear about the next step helps people, and again, it puts you in control, just like storytelling. But you can say, okay, this is what you're going to do next. You can scroll down on this video. You can click on the first link. What that will do is it will take you to my website. Then you'll be able to see a bit more about how I work and my philosophy around sales funnel building. And you'll be able to see this on literally on this YouTube video. You can maybe watch a couple of videos from my clients as well. And then as you get to the bottom of that page, you will see where you can book in a call with me. That makes it crystal clear. You're going to explain to someone exactly what that next step is for them. There's no confusion there, there's no ambiguity, and they feel like, okay, I know exactly what's expected of me, or I know exactly what to do now, and it just removes their thinking from someone's brain, and they can just go ahead and just take that next step. So if that's you, someone who needs some help with building out their funnels, and you're a coach who is really ready to scale the business, then go ahead and book that call. But these are the 6 things that I've learned from the last 100 VSL consultations that I've been paid for, and why it's so important right now because of the state of funnel design in 2026. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time.